What is up, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a great day. There has been so much news over the past day. It's ridiculous. Finally have my voice back. First and foremost, we do know that there is now a class action lawsuit facing William Hinman and Jay Clayton. We will see how all of that plays out. There's a really long thread on Twitter. I'm sure you guys can find it. It's being spread all over the place. But I wanted to kind of get into all of the news that I've seen over the past day. A lot of it in a roundabout way, semi-deals in XRP, but there's a lot of different assets as well. So I'm going to hop right in. So first and foremost, Fireblocks and FinTech. This is Fidelity Information Services, brings DeFi to capital markets. FIS's client list of 6,400 asset managers, banks, and brokers will have access to platforms like Aave's Arc with more institutional-friendly DeFi pathways to come. So, access to platforms like Aave's Arc, right? We're dealing with Fireblocks, we're dealing with Fidelity Information Services. FIS has made tons of really interesting moves, especially over the past week. So, first and foremost, on the 12th of April, I believe that Fireblocks announcement was on the 13th of April. On the 12th, they announced banking as a service hub for financial institutions, dealing with rapidly configuring new financial services offerings. I wonder what they're talking about. This coming on the heels about a week ago of Fidelity Information Services partnering with Circle, the sole issuer of USDC, allowing crypto native and traditional businesses to build settlement and treasury strategies that adhere to their preferred currency for doing business. There's a ton about Fidelity Information Services that I have done research on, that a lot of people have done research on. The one thing that's interesting to me is that the FIS, Fidelity Information Services Payment Hub, was not developed on blockchain, but it has a built-in connector to the Ripple network, which was being implemented at 2 customer sites. This is all the way back in 2020. I don't remember if this announcement came out in 2019 or 2020, but I had posted it on Twitter in 2020. Also, FIS is a seed investor or a Series B investor into a company called Flutterwave out of Africa. You can look into Flutterwave, but Ripple's X-Current, or what was previously entitled X-Current, is built into the core infrastructure of the, I think it's the Rave, R-A-V-E protocol within Flutterwave. There's a lot of different relationships growing here. But moving on, this Fireblocks announcement here, it's just really interesting. So we do know that Jay Clayton now actually is employed, or at least from an advisory standpoint, at Fireblocks. And do you see what I'm seeing? This looks very familiar, right? Fireblocks is phrasing their business model around being the Swift network, but for crypto. Say goodbye to complicated manual and risky settlement workflows. Connect to 1,000 plus liquidity partners, trading venues, and counterparties in one platform for instantaneous settlement, rebalancing, and payments. Now, just for shits and giggles, I went onto Fireblocks' platform, and I've been talking about Fireblocks probably for a handful of months now, but I went on yesterday looking at the list of tokens and protocols that are supported by the Fireblocks platform. You can just start going through the letters here. Well, looks like they do support it looks like they support RippleNet and they support XRP. Both get check marks, obviously. I'm sure things like Bitcoin is on, are on here, but there are a ton of assets on here. But they do support RippleNet, it looks like, and they definitely support XRP. At least that's what's being alluded to on their platform. We've got FIS, who certainly has already implemented Ripple aspects within 2 customer sites. This is back 2 years ago. We've got Fireblocks supporting the XRP ledger and XRP as well. Gigantic news again. Nexo and Mastercard launched the world's first crypto-backed payment card. I will let you guys read into the weeds in that, but these are the assets that are supported by Nexo. Bitcoin, Ethereum. This Nexo token is interesting to me, just seeing that for the first time. Axie Infinity, Polygon, obviously Phantom, XRP. These are the types of things that are really interesting to pay attention to because, Nexo is a big platform. We know how big MasterCard obviously is, but these are the ones that are going to be gaining traction. This is insured for up to $375 million by BitGo, Ledger, and Backed, which is also institutional grade custody. We're going to talk about BitGo in a second here, but I stumbled across this yesterday. Digital asset infrastructure leader Polysign acquires top crypto and digital asset fund manager MG Stover. We know we know kind of the implications with Polysign. This is, I believe, it's like 37.6 billion in assets administered by the MG Stover team. And a lot of the investment strategy or the ecosystems they're dealing with are crypto, digital assets, healthcare, life sciences, energy and electricity. Run the gamut here. Real estate, oil, gas, mineral interests, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Polysign making big moves. Maybe I'll try to get into the BitGo thing first. You know what? No, I'll go through this. So, because this ties in. So FalconX becomes the first and only CFTC registered cryptocurrency swaps dealer. If you read into some of their previous announcements, though, looking with who FalconX has hired, they hired Sujay Jaladi as new VP of security. I think this was probably about a year ago, to execute a high-performance, high-reliability security strategy at scale on the FalconX trading platform. Sujay is a veteran cybersecurity strategist, serving as the CISO at Gusto, Ripple, Harbor Inc., which was acquired by BitGo, Earnin, and Zoom. We've heard things in the past that Zoom is tied in with Ripple. I don't know if we ever got anything 100% concrete from that, but I think there was one document floating around probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. BitGo, certainly an enterprise/institutional grade wallet for XRP, I believe that Ripple uses. Harbor Inc. was acquired by BitGo, and she had also, or I don't know if it's a she or he, also worked at Ripple. So we can look at kind of the track record and the history of work. It's always just very interesting to me. So Harbor Inc., which was acquired by BitGo. BitGo had built out an enterprise-grade wallet for XRP all the way back in 2017, which is still utilized. Head of global security at Ripple from 2017 to 2019. Moved to Harbor Inc. Harbor Inc. gets acquired, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just always interesting to kind of see how these things play out. You can go onto Harbor Inc.'s website here and see that BitGo obviously acquired Harbor Inc. Looking at the market right now, we need to see. Somebody posted like a Bitcoin chartist guy was like, "We're seeing higher highs and higher lows." Well, no, we're not. We haven't seen a higher high. A higher high would put us up above, pretty much where we were at. If you're looking at this from a zoomed out scale here, we need to see price action above the 50 and the 21 EMA. We do not want to see it cross, which looks like it is not certain, but it looks like it's coming. And the 1 day cross obviously doesn't have as much power as the 3 day cross, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've talked about this multiple times. You can go back and look through old videos. If we do see a cross, you generally see about a 50% correction in price. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen this time. About 90 days until the bottom, which the only outlier was March of 2020 with the COVID crash. It recovered much, much more quickly. And getting into the weeds a little bit here, the first NFL cryptocurrency partnership, this came out a couple of days ago with the Dallas Cowboys. Just like I talked about with Metaverse and some of these large banking institutions, once we start to see these partnerships, whether it be the NFL or whoever it is, and you see the first one announced, it is only a matter of time until the dominoes start falling and you see more and more and more. A lot of people, especially with how much news we're consistently seeing, it's like, well, how can prices be going down? It's different this time. It's a new paradigm. It's all this stuff. Prices are going to do what prices are going to do. If the market is oversaturated, the market is oversaturated and it needs time to cool off. We're not going to have a miracle run where XRP goes to $50 overnight. At least that's my opinion. I know that, a lot of the XRP community on Twitter, or some of the XRP community on Twitter, might disagree with me there. And it would even suck more so even if we do see settlement within a bear market, because if we see settlement kind of near the end of a consolidation period when the market starts to ramp up again, whatever that may be, and I'm not saying we're bull or bear right now, I would be much more interested to see what XRP could do if it were allowed to run when we're in more of a bullish sentiment standpoint in this market. I think regardless, if there's a settlement, obviously you're going to see that probably impacted with price, just like whenever there was a lawsuit you saw price impacted. And that's kind of an outlier for me because I'd normally think that price action is sets the precedent for the news and all the rhetoric that we see. But I certainly think that the XRP, potential clarity will be big enough to probably spike something regardless, just with the news. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out Fidelity Information Services. Check out Fireblocks. Look who is involved in Fireblocks. It is no small platform. And, Jay Clayton left to basically work at Fireblocks and there's tons of heavy hitters that are previous governmental employees. Check out Nexo. Check out what MasterCard is doing, etc., etc. I hope you guys found a little bit of value in this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye.